As I say, they've been coasting into the playoffs, and Tampa Bay's been having to win. It just depends on who gets hot.
The Philadelphia Eagles do have an opportunity.
To be honest, I thought you were going to say the Atlanta Falcons.
No, fuck no.
Oh god, yeah, that would have been warranted.
Paul George to show up again, and they need Reggie Jackson to be the best point guard left standing outside of Trae Young, who's hurt.
Ooh,
What?
that is spicy. I like that.
It's good. I'm going to give another shout out to Skibbs because he did a really good job.
Yeah, nice job, Skibby.
So what is going on, guys? My name is Kyle Davis. That's Tyler Wonky, and this is MV3. We are down one man today. Unfortunately, we can't unveil our crew as one again. So you guys are going to have to wait until probably next week, either Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever we do our college show again. Otherwise, you might have to wait a whole another week to get all three of us, which kind of sucks. But that's all right. Like I said before, this is MV3. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at MV3Pod. Check out the Spotify, anywhere you can get your podcasts, and check out the Facebook and YouTube. We're doing a lot of different content on the YouTube now. So I don't know why I sounded like a 50-year-old man when I said the YouTube, just like the Facebook. But regardless, Tyler, how are we doing today?
You know, I'm pretty good. Like it's a slow week going through, but I mean, like there's plenty of stuff to talk about in the world of NFL football. So,
oh yeah, the trade deadline happened. A lot of injury. Well, a big injury, a big trade. The OBJ shit. Jesus, that's getting ugly. I do have.
Imagine a world where the OBJ news isn't the ugliest bit of wide receiver news in a week. Like
100%. I'm adding something real quick.
Oh,
there we
okay.
go. I'll fix that later. But Tyler, I hear you brought a random question to the board.
I did. Okay.
What you got?
So here's the question. So I came home and I found out that Marissa's little brother is going to his first middle school dance. And I'm sure you have fond memories of the Greenfield Middle School dances when you were younger. So, Davis, my question to you is, what is the song that would make 6th grade Kyle Davis lose his mind at a middle school dance?
Oh, fuck. That's so long ago. I didn't go to any dances in middle school.
Oh.
I wasn't like, I'm gonna sound stupid. I wasn't really into girls in middle school. Like I was focused on, yeah, 100%.
Nothing wrong with that. Hey,
no, there's nothing wrong with that. We live in
nothing wrong if you're gay, Butters. It's cool.
Leave me alone.
South Park.
I don't know if I have an answer to that question.
Oh,
that's tough. Because you got to think 6th grade.
Yeah, well, I guess like
20
throughout.
Years ago now?
Yeah, That's 20 years ago for you.
Not probably not 20 years ago.
Middle
school would have been 13. I'm 30. 17 years ago.
You're 30. What the?
I'm 30. Did you forget that? I graduated.
Yeah, dude,
2 years? 2 years after, or 2 years before you?
Yeah,
not a young pup.
No
yeah, I don't have an answer to that right now.
Oh, okay. Well, mine is Crank That Soldier Boy. I learned the dance. I still remember the dance. It's the only dance that I took hours to learn that dance because I have zero rhythm whatsoever. So
we're white boys. Yeah, we don't get the gift of rhythm.
I spent every ounce of my 13 to 14-year-old energy learning that dance, and I will never forget it. Yeah, Crank That Soldier Boy would get 6th grade Tyler Wonky going absolutely nuts on the dance floor.
Let's go with 2003 hits. That's probably going to be my best fucking bet to get you an answer on this. Oh god.
Well, I'm trying to think. So like Yeah came out in 2006.
Yep, that was before me. That was after me.
Yeah, that would have been like
Outcast had Hey Ya. That was a really good one.
Remember that one?
There's not really a lot of like dance songs from that like
oh god
age.
Do you remember it was a slow Lips of an Angel?
Lips of an Angel.
Oh,
a lot of like that alternative stuff was starting to get big at that point, like get big. So like you had
the Warped Tour stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at some songs here. Most of them are all like rap and stuff.
In the diary.
Oh, there was Avril Lavigne got everybody going. I don't know if it got me going, but there was a lot of Avril Lavigne bouncing around. Black Eyed Peas. Eyed Peas were good.
I'm going to be honest. Avril Lavigne at 27 years old still gets me going.
She still looks exactly the same.
Yeah, she
hasn't
looks
changed.
she looks older, but like she still looks good for her age.
She almost
Like,
looks better.
you know she was married to the dude from Nickelback for a while.
Oh, what is that? Kroger?
Yeah,
Chad Kroger?
Chad Kroger.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
I always thought that was sort of a weird duo, like it's like the king and queen of butt rock or something.
Yeah, I
Sort
have
of like,
no. I'm looking at all of these songs and I still have like no answer for you.
oh God. So I'm trying to think. So
I'm
I know
looking
my
at some of these
freshman year was
songs.
2009. So let's look 2006
Oh, fuck, am I that much older than you?
to 2008.
My
Like I
freshman
think
year was 2006.
there's no way. Oh God. Yeah, if you were that much older than
Mhm.
that's weird. I
Mhm.
always thought you were just like a year or two older than me.
I thought I was too. I guess not. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done trying to figure this out. This is not easy.
Oh, I know T-Bone would have a great
Eminem
answer.
was at the top of his powers at this point.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was that. R. Kelly was still very predominant.
Who?
R. Kelly.
Who?
Yeah. Kelly Clarkson was there. Like I said
Chameleon.
before.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Yo, Temperature
They
by
see
Sean
me
Paul.
rolling. They hate it.
White and Nerdy, the Weird Al parody, was the first song I ever downloaded on an iPod.
Oh, 50
I'll
Cent
never
was
forget.
running the show at this point. That's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah,
'Cause
and then he
had-
bought vitamin water, and then he was just like the biggest, coolest person ever in middle school because everyone drank vitamin water when it was like the trend.
That's very true. So unfortunately, I don't have an answer to your question this week.
I'm
Now
very
I feel
heartbroken
bad.
right now.
Well, you'll get over
I
it.
know
I
T-Bone
broke
would
up.
have an answer because I know he
T-Bone would
went to those
definitely have an
dances.
answer. I broke a lot of hearts in the last couple days because I ruined the intro video. I did.
What do you mean you ruined it?
I looked at it before we premiered it.
Oh, you rat bastard.
I mean, I have access to the StreamYard. Of course, I'm going to look at it.
Well, right. Like that's very tempting. Like,
So before we get into the big news of this week for the NFL, looking back on the week, the Jets may have found their starting quarterback in Mike White, defeating the Bengals, which I don't think anybody saw that coming because the Bengals have started to really pick up steam defeating the Ravens the week prior. So that's a big one. The Chargers drop a game to the Patriots, and I think you guys might be onto something with the Patriots being at the time being a losing record team that could still make the playoffs. They do look good. I mean, Washington and Denver was a shit show of a game. Cowboys defeated the Vikings without Dak Prescott. This hurts me so much every single week to get on here and remind myself that the Cowboys might actually be good.
yeah, it was the week of the backup quarterback, honestly, because who came in? Trevor Siemian came in for the Saints.
Yep.
Whoever that dude is played for the Cowboys.
I think Cooper Rush. I think Drew Lock played some this week.
Did he?
I think
Did Teddy go down?
I don't know if it was.
I didn't watch that game, so
I didn't watch a lot. For once, I didn't watch a lot of football.
Yeah,
that's a very rare occasion for me.
Yeah, I watched like part of the Eagles game, and then when it was apparent that they were going to blow out the Lions, I kind of started doing other things.
Okay, I know what we can start with. We can start with Packers Cardinals.
Oh, perfect.
Because Kyler, although looked good, he looked not MVP anymore. I'm pretty sure that ship sailed for that game.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Stafford at this point, especially with a later story that we're going to get to. Like the dice and like everything is in line for him to take the MVP. He's got the story.
Either him or Josh Allen, but yes.
Yeah, he's got the story. He's got the quality of a team to do it. Like I think if it's like even seasons, like Josh Allen and Matthew Stafford have similar like numbers wise seasons, I think Stafford still wins it because of the story of coming from a perennial loser and then moving to a possible Super Bowl contender.
Well, there's that, and the fact that all they did was get better because they traded for Von Miller this past week, and like they're oh my god, I
Who, if
think
memory serves me correct, you guys said was washed up, and I said wasn't.
I didn't say he was washed up. I said I didn't know what you were going to get out of him. And I said the same thing about J.J. Watt, but I also felt J.J. Watt was in a better position than Von Miller was because I thought the Cardinals defense already had Chandler Jones, who was going to do well, and ended up that falling off. But I don't know, man. It's a really weird season, but the one thing I do know is that the Los Angeles Rams are probably going to win the Super Bowl now. Because they were good and damn good, and all they did was get better on defense.
Yeah, I mean, they now have an elite defensive line. They have one of the best corners in football. Mm-hmm. They got a perennial veteran Pro Bowl level quarterback playing at the top of his game, and he has one of the best receivers in the game right now. It's all adding up.
So we were mildly talking about the Von Miller trade, but like truly, what does that mean to the Los Angeles Rams picking up Von Miller?
It means that they can no longer triple team Aaron Donald and get away with it because you're just going to let Von Miller eat. Like you alleviate your best defensive player and the best defensive player in the league from getting consistent double and triple teams. So like having more really solid bodies along that offensive line is just going to be better for everybody.
That's true. And the fact that they still have Leonard Floyd, if I'm not mistaken, who's still a disruptor. Now you are really need to be careful with that defensive line because you have arguably still the best defensive player in the league in Aaron Donald. Von Miller is still proving that he is very athletic and he came back from that injury on a mission. He's going to get it. I think he's going to get another Super Bowl ring. I think the Rams have to be number one, have the best chance to come out of the NFC. And I don't think it's close anymore, unless you still want to make the argument for Green Bay, who still won against the number one team, the only undefeated team last week, with a different form of an offense because they ran the ball and took the pressure off of Rodgers, who still threw 2 touchdowns and 184 yards, and they still won that game. Now, should they have won that game?
Well, no. I was about to say they are AJ Green not turning around, one of those away from losing that game.
Oh, there were so many great memes that came out of that game.
Oh, it was so bad. And of course, of all the people who had to get that interception, it had to be ex-Eagle Rasul Douglas. Like a guy who I didn't want to get rid of, who I thought actually had a really bright future as
100%.
As like a really solid, aggressive corner. Like he'll get beat by your Tyreek Hills and your really quick wide receivers, but like he's physical. And I think the Packers found a decent backup, maybe even a possible starter if they end up losing Jair and they don't want to, Eric Stokes doesn't end up working out. So
I don't think they're going to lose Jair, but I think he'll come back at some point. But I still think the Cardinals are a great team. I think they just did not play to their strengths. Like, obviously, you have Kyler Murray, who at the time was MVP candidate, but you have multiple running backs on that team, and the blueprint for beating the Packers in the past and this year has truly been, if you have a good running game, you can beat the Packers. You can run on this Packers team, and they just didn't do it. Granted, they ran 20 times in this game, but that's 20 total. You had 7 carries from Chase Edmonds. You had 5 carries from Connor, and Kyler ran the ball 6 times, and then they had 2 gadget plays with Rondale Moore. I don't know what to tell you. You know how to beat Green Bay. Yeah, like if Derrick Henry was still playing and Green Bay faced Tennessee, I would pick Tennessee.
Oh, 100%.
Because that's how you defeat teams like Aaron Rodgers led Packers, Patrick Mahomes led Chiefs. Just don't put them on the field. Don't let them get on the field, win the time of possession, and just win it that way. With that said, I still think the Packers are a powerhouse in the NFC. I definitely think they're the number 2 spot for the best team in the NFC. And
Packers,
then,
right?
Yeah, and then it's Tampa Bay. Then maybe I'll give Dallas a nod, but I still don't think Dallas's schedule has been so nice to them that they really don't have to face anybody until the playoffs.
Yeah, Dallas is really benefiting from the fact that, they're playing a 3rd or 4th place schedule right now. And, they got their best player back and, that offense is just clicking on all levels. And a few pieces on their defense have really started to come together, especially what is his name? Diggs.
So I'm looking at their the corner.
Yeah, Trayvon Diggs.
Travion, yeah. So I'm looking at their schedule. They only face currently, with the current records, they face 3 teams the rest of the way that have a winning record. The Saints, the Cardinals, and I think the Raiders have a winning record right now.
And let's be honest, 2 of those teams are hardcore paper tigers for reasons, some outside of their control and some not. So
I mean, their schedule is they get the Broncos this week, the Falcons, the Chiefs in Kansas City, then the Raiders, Saints at home, or Saints on the road, I should say. And then you get 3 divisional games, Washington, New York, Washington, and then you finish up with Arizona and Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's if you want to talk about an easy schedule, that's as damn near as easy as it gets.
Yeah. And
So,
I'll be interested to see if they kind of phone it in a little early and maybe they don't come out as sharp that first playoff game they end up playing.
mhm.
I'd be a little concerned. It's honestly the same concern I have for Green Bay. Like is Green Bay peaking too early? Winning a lot of close games, getting your luck early on in the season as opposed to in the playoffs when you kind of need things to go your way. That's kind of been Green Bay's Achilles heel for the last several years.
Mhm.
So it's going to be interesting to see that some of these teams who maybe had a fluky year last year, with Dak Prescott going down and they get to play an easier schedule,
Mhm.
we'll kind of see they're going to win the games that they need to win in the regular season, but are they going to be fresh and ready to go when it comes to the playoffs?
Yeah, and it's just I just don't believe in this Cowboys team. I just don't.
I think it's the fact that I hate the Cowboys that I just don't want to believe in them, but like I don't see a true weakness on their team. Like their linebacking core is okay. They got a decent cornerback. Their pass rush, I guess, but I mean with Micah Parsons being a sort of gadget linebacker slash pass rusher, like it's looked improved over last year.
We are giving way too much credit to Travion Diggs, though. Yes, he is leading the league in interceptions, but when they throw at him as many teams have, yeah, you're going to get a lot of interceptions. He gets
Not always.
burned.
I mean,
Nah, that's true. Like, but I think you can still throw on this team. I have ad yelling in my ear, like always. So yes, Dak Prescott looks good. The offense looks good. The offense
I mean,
has looked good for the last 3 years outside of not when they don't have Dak. They have a two-headed monster in Pollard and Zeke. They have 3 very capable wide receivers. Dalton Schultz is good. Their offensive line is capable enough. They still have an all-pro guard and what the fuck's his name at left tackle? Tyrone Smith.
No, he's not still there, is he?
He might be.
I thought it was Lyle Collins.
He's
right
that.
tackle.
He's yeah. But so they still have a very capable offense, more than capable. It's almost elite. But their defense is still something left to be desired. Yes, they have a good linebacking core. They have an okay defensive line, and they can cover when it needs to be done. But the defense is not good enough for me to get over the hump that when they start playing in the playoffs, the Rams, the Buccaneers again, the Packers, even the Cardinals, like they're going to get the Cardinals. And I think the Cardinals are going to easily beat this Cowboys team.
I can't believe I'm going to disagree with you and like side with the Cowboys. But I kind of think it's like the Packers teams of past where Aaron Rodgers has had to overcome a lot of like his team's defensive deficiencies, where I do think this Cowboys team, even if they don't have like a Rams level defense, like still have the offensive firepower to make up for, just a slightly weaker defense than you might like. But I mean, this defense gets you stops like when you need it the most. It's kind of like the Packers defense where like it's really bad against the run and it seems like they're just giving up everything, but like it just seems always like when they need a stop, Rasul Douglas, takes advantage of AJ Green not looking behind. Like it always seems like there's those kind of plays. And I don't know if that's something that's actually taught or comes from talent, or if it is just something that's straight up luck. But like I do think what I'm seeing out of this Dallas Cowboys offense, I think that they have enough offensive firepower to put up 35 on any defense in this league. And I think in some cases, any given Sunday, that's good enough to win even playoff games. So I hate to say it, but like I don't. You had the Cowboys really low in your rankings, and we'll go over our power rankings before, but like I think they're easily top 3 right now. Like I hate to say it. I really hate to say it, but like yeah, I mean like I don't think I'd put them 1 just because of their competition, but I mean like 2 or 3, you could definitely argue it. Like I may think about it when we come up with our power rankings, but.
So another team shifting gears here, the Cleveland Browns have been one of the most injury-riddled teams in the entire NFL. But that's not the only issue that's going on in Cleveland right now. Odell Beckham has been excused for the 2nd day in a row out of practice. I don't know what the fuck is going on in Cleveland, I don't know what they're doing to Odell Beckham that he doesn't want to play or he's not playing well, but they are missing Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. They are missing pieces. They had quarterback issues too. So they had Case Keenum start a couple weeks ago. They've had so many different injuries to. Yes, I agree with you currently, Cisco. Browns are trash. I agree with you right now.
I mean,
this is one of the teams
injuries are
that we
killer.
picked at the beginning of the season. Before the season, we picked them. You picked them to win the division. And now, obviously, we're starting to see that it could be Cincinnati. It could be Baltimore. I still don't think it's Pittsburgh, but I don't think they play this week, do they? Yeah, they do.
I have no hope in the Steelers pulling it out. Like,
is it weird to hear that everybody in that division is 500 or better right now?
no.
The Browns are in last place and they're 4-4.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have told me that stat at the beginning of the year, I'm like, do we really think the Bengals would be that? But I'm like, I mean, like, I don't not foresee it. Like, I really thought the Bengals' Achilles heel this year would be their offensive line, and it just hasn't been because Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have been so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like who would have thunk?
Yeah,
Still think they should have I still think they should have took Penei Sewell or Rashawn Slater, but like
agreed.
It's in the long run. But I mean, right now, like if you're gonna take a wide receiver, Jamar Chase looks like the dude to have taken. Like
he is, I think, the de facto offensive player or offensive rookie of the year right now.
He's got to be.
And I don't think it can't be close because the quarterbacks just aren't there this year for rookies.
No.
They're
not going to give it to Mac Jones. Like,
no, he's not putting up impressive numbers. Plus, they're not really winning a lot of games. You're going to give it to a player that's on a winning team that's going to the playoffs and playing well. And Jamar Chase is that. He is putting up numbers that are on pace to dethrone only for a year Justin Jefferson last year for the best rookie performance from a wide receiver. And it's hard to argue anybody else at this point. It really is, because there's no rookie running back that's taking the field, that's playing out of his mind like Zeke was his rookie year, or none of the quarterbacks, like we've said. I mean, you can't give it to an offensive lineman, even though some people want to. Like, I mean, it's just tough.
There was an argument for Quentin Nelson that year. Like it wasn't a great argument, but I mean, like he would have been the closest one to possibly win offensive rookie of the year. But like, yeah, it just doesn't happen. And there's no pass rusher this year that has really taken off from the rookie level, right? Kwity Paye, not really.
No.
I'm trying to think who else was taken.
What was your guy from this team? Karamoa, Uwasu.
Well, he was a linebacker. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Micah Parsons.
Yeah. I mean, Micah Parsons, maybe but
they give away defensive and offensive rookie of the year trophies, so that would be.
Do they do two separate? I thought they just did one rookie of the year. Okay,
no.
All right.
But I think Micah Parsons would be defensive rookie of the year if the award was handed out right now. I don't think it's close.
I don't know who would even be second. Like,
I don't know,
because I mean, who are the other, like J.C. Horn's injured,
Patrick Surtain.
Surtain's looked okay, but like I would still give it to Parsons over him.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying Surtain might be the closest person.
Yeah, easily.
Because you didn't have a defensive player taken until J.C. Horn.
Yeah, J.C. Horn at 9,
and then Patrick Surtain to the Broncos, which I don't know how they had that fall into their lap to make their defense even more filth.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean,
the defense, no offense though.
Yeah, well, I mean, when the first 3 picks of every draft going forward are going to be the top 3 quarterbacks, like that's what's going to happen. Good players are going to fall like out of the top 10.
So one thing we can talk about is the Philadelphia Eagles looked amazing against the Detroit Lions.
Look for the tiniest shred of sunshine in a middle of a tornado, I guess.
What's their record now? 3-5, still not great.
No.
44-6 though, and it was the defense of Philly that won that game, because Jalen Hurts didn't play out of his mind. Like, he ran for 71 yards, which is really impressive, but he only threw for 103. This was won by the running game and by the defense.
I was going to say, like I'm pretty sure it's the running game that won that game for him. Like,
which makes no sense. I don't understand. Like, they had Miles Sanders, which we all thought was the de facto number 1 there, and now you're trotting out. Well, it is against Detroit though. We have to remember that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're telling me like you decide to really commit to running the ball like in a Kyle Shanahan style when Boston Scott and Jordan Howard are your guys. Like, Nick, what are you doing, dude? Like, I mean, like, I like Boston. Like, I really like Boston Scott a lot. Like, I think he's a great, like, James White level change of pace back that can really gas some teams.
Man, dude's not even on the show, and he still has to make an appearance.
Eh.
He's looking like me out here right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, but you
is
had
that breaking news? Did Sanders just go on IR?
I think Sanders has been on IR, but I don't think it's like a season-ending IR.
No, it's because they adjusted the IR rules for COVID.
Correct.
Yeah.
Speaking of, then get off your phone, T-Bone. I understand you're driving. Get off your freaking phone.
Yeah, didn't you learn anything from Henry Ruggs?
Speaking of Henry Ruggs, what the fuck, dude?
I don't know. Like, look,
156 miles an hour or something like that.
Yeah, like driving drunk is one just boneheaded mistake. But you were doing 156 miles an hour, not on the freeway, on the side streets of Las Vegas. What in the living hell are you doing, Henry? Like, like they're saying he could get 20 years in prison, and at this rate, he deserves every day. Like I don't know what the hell.
Oh, sober. I'm sober. Hashtag viewership.
Something Henry Ruggs could not say.
True.
No, but like we shouldn't make jokes about this. Someone died.
100%.
It's something that the family of that victim is going to have to live with for the rest of their lives. It's something Henry Ruggs is going to have to live with for the rest of his life, and I can't imagine what that must feel like to know that you caused the death of somebody because of your own negligence. Mike Florio said it really well today on his show. He's like, it's really hard to pick a side when if that was your daughter, you'd want to kill Henry Ruggs. And if Henry Ruggs was your son, you'd be like, don't let him lose his whole life for one mistake. And it's like, it
doesn't matter. That's considered there. How many different counts are on what he did that day?
It's got to be three. It's at least 2 felonies. Plus maybe 2 or 3 other charges.
Reckless driving. He was drunk,
Right.
so he was under the influence. So he was drunk. So that's another charge.
Manslaughter.
Manslaughter. That's another one.
Or like it's they were calling it something else.
Vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. My car doesn't even go. Oh, my car doesn't even go over 140. I hope he feels that guilt forever.
Yeah.
Derek quote. Did you see the Derek Carr quote?
Yeah. I mean. I don't know what else you say if you're Derek Carr. Like you don't want to like throw him under the bus, but like
at the same time, you can't really condone that. Yeah, I understand he has nobody to go to right now, but like he brought this on himself. He went under the influence and he was going 156 down the side streets of freaking Vegas.
Well, and that's the other excuse now. This isn't like the 1970s when there wasn't things like Uber and Lyft around. And you had every excuse to not drive drunk and you chose to anyway. Like Henry Ruggs deserves every semblance of prison time that he gets, but he is going to get out, and he has choices when he gets out. He'll never be able to play football again.
No,
but he can choose
by the time
he's
done, he won't be in shape. He won't be whatever.
He can choose to either fall into a deeper pit of despair and be like that one player from the Dallas Mavericks that Mark Cuban has been trying to fix.
Oh, Delonte West.
Yeah, he could be a Delonte West kind of figure. Or he could be like, you know what? I made a mistake. I paid for it. Go to any school that is going to let him talk there, and you do something to make sure that this never happens again.
And to kind of put a bow on this, like you've seen a lot of NFL players come back from things like this. Like Ray Lewis was an accomplice to a murder. Michael Vick went to prison for dogfighting. Like that's
another good point that T-Bone mentioned. Like the NFL literally the NFL literally pays for a driving service for all their players. Like Henry Ruggs had no excuse.
No.
None whatsoever.
And at this current time, I feel no sympathy for him. I hope he gets everything he deserves, which would be going to prison for quite a long time. And I don't want to sound like an asshole, but like he deserves it. He was an idiot and he deserves it. You need to actually think like you're a professional. 2 things. You're a professional football player. So your name is always in the limelight all the time, no matter what. And you chose to do this. Like, you know what the repercussions are going to be, even if you were a pedestrian like you and I. If you and I did that, we'd go to prison just like he's about to.
Right.
And there's no excuse for it. And you know what? He had a bright future ahead of him. He still maybe does, but it's going to have to come in a very, very long time now.
Yeah, there's no chance he ever steps foot on an NFL team again.
With that said, where does that leave the Raiders? He was probably their second wide receiver. Yeah, and it just keeps getting worse for the Raiders, and they're still winning football games.
I mean, as long as Derek Carr's your quarterback, he'll find a way to win you some games. But I mean, you don't have your head coach anymore, and you know all the props to Rich Bianca or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, he's not John Gruden in terms of a football mind.
No.
So yeah, the Raiders lost their coach. They lost arguably their best weapon, right? Darren Waller, but like
Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow are still serviceable.
I mean, would you have called Hunter Renfrow better than Henry Ruggs?
Yeah, at this point in time, he's a better route runner. He's utilized more. The reason Henry Ruggs was out there is to just run faster than everybody else on the field.
That's true.
He's a poor man's, or I would call him a rich man's John Ross. I don't want to compare him to Tyreek Hill. He was a rich man's John Ross. John Ross is fast as shit, but he couldn't run routes. Henry Ruggs at least had the capabilities of running some routes.
No, yeah. I mean, John Ross was literally just all speed. Like he had no hands. Like Henry Ruggs had hands. Like he could catch anything thrown his way. Like, yeah. So I mean, sorry, Henry. Like I feel bad for you. Like, with the fact that you're gonna have to live with that for the rest of your life. But like, you killed someone, dude. You deserve to go to prison. Simple as that.
And the jokes continue.
I was waiting for someone to mention that, you know, he's going to be on he's going to be Paul Cruz starting wide receiver in no time.
Oh, did you see that picture I sent to the group chat?
Yeah, the longest yard one.
Yeah, it was great. I like that.
We should joke about that.
Moving from somebody being taken off the field for a very long time to somebody else who will not be on the field for at least the foreseeable future is Derrick Henry. Sorry, Tyler.
Why? I was doing so good this season. I was doing so good. And
you were keeping track with me and Vince. You were keeping track with me and Vince.
Both my starting running backs are now on IR. Thanks, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Thanks, Derrick Henry. Oh,
you might get Chase Edmonds. We'll talk.
Chase Edmonds is serviceable for him. Like,
no, that's fine. We'll talk later.
Yeah.
But where does this injury leave not your fantasy team, because that is a problem.
I mean, that's what I care about more. Like,
right.
Honest.
Where does that leave the Tennessee Titans? I think it leaves them in a shithole.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason Tannehill has had like the career resurgence is because he doesn't have to rely on throwing the ball 30 times to win the game. I mean, he could do it. We'll see what happens, because that's essentially what it's going to have to be now. I mean, because, you know, Adrian Peterson, despite his name, is not going to be Adrian Peterson of 2007 Minnesota Vikings.
He's not like, MVP AP anymore.
Not even close. So Tannehill, like, if they're going to win games, it's going to be by Tannehill throwing the ball. And I just don't know if he has that anymore, even though he's got some okay weapons around him.
So they have a 3-game lead over the Colts. Do the Tennessee Titans lose this division now?
Yes. Because I think
they have played the Colts,
starting to find themselves a little bit.
They have played the Colts twice and beat them twice, so they are technically the Colts are technically 4 games back of the Tennessee Titans, because they have to win.
I forgot they played them twice.
Yep, they played them this past week and won 34-31, and then they played them week 3.
Yeah, that's right. Okay,
25-16. I mean. If you look at the Titans were doing remarkable. They beat the Chiefs, the Bills, the Colts, and the Seahawks when they still had Russell Wilson, which Wilson, I think, is coming back next week. He's on pace, which would be just in time for the Packer game, which, by the way, do want to get this out of the way, because we have not said anything about this, and I have no idea why we haven't. Let's go there. The new boys of MV3, me, Tyler, and T-Bone, are going to be recording at Thirsties the Sunday of the Seahawks game. That's not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday, we're going to be recording live from Thirsties. We've been there before. Come check us out. Come check out all the new stuff. We're going to have QR codes so you can check out all of our Facebook page, all the socials, but have a drink with us. They're going to have a lot of specials. The Miller Lite girls are going to be there. It's going to be a big thing. I'm going to put up a poster that they have out at Thirsties tonight. I'll hopefully get that on the socials for you tonight. But definitely come and check it out because 1, you get to see us. 2, you get to see a good Packer game. And 3, there's great people and great drinks. What more can you ask for? It's something to do on a Sunday. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. So we're going to start
you can ask for the Eagles on a smaller television.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll try. We'll try. Maybe we'll get Red Zone on one of the TVs. But game starts at 3:30. We start at 2. And we're going to be doing drink specials. We're going to do our trivia games again. So if you want free beer or a free drink, come by, check us out. We might get you a free drink. I'll talk to you about that more later, but back to what we were saying. I do agree with you that the Colts do have an opportunity to win this division now, even being virtually 4 games back. But let's be honest, this division is the shittiest division we've seen in a very long time. And I think it's worse than the NFC East from last year.
Wait, you're talking about the NFC North?
The AFC South.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So you have two
mentioned
teams
Aaron Rodgers. I thought we were like moving on to him or whatever.
So, okay, so the Titans have 6 wins. The combined rest of them have 5. Colts have 3. Jacksonville has 1. Houston has 1. And I don't see either of those 2 teams winning more than 2 for the rest of the season. Jacksonville, I think, plays Houston again, so one of them will get a win. But other than that, I don't see many more wins than 2.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't just lose like your best player, like you lost Earl Campbell. Like you lost this generation's Earl Campbell. Like you're screwed. Like you have nothing else. Your entire offense is built around the fact that Derrick Henry rushes the ball 30 times a game.
You know who this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Vikings when they had Adrian Peterson. And when Adrian Peterson went down for the year, what happened to the Vikings? They lost a lot of football games. Tennessee is in for a gauntlet. The only thing that you can fall back on is you still have Julio Jones and A.J. Brown, but that offense is not predicated on throwing the ball. It's predicated on Derrick Henry running the ball 30 times a game.
And you have the shell of Julio Jones. Like
that's also true.
Julio Jones hasn't been the Julio Jones of 2012 in quite a while. Like it's just not the case. Like the Titans season's over. Because the Colts have lost a lot of games they probably should have won. Maybe the Titans end up sneaking out this division by like a game or 2, but like they're a first or second or because they'll win their division, but they're easily a first round out. Like if they do make the playoffs.
Shifting gears, this will be a real short topic, but it came to my mind because I've had him sitting on my IR all year thinking he was going to come back at some point.
You're talking about Michael Thomas?
Michael Thomas. Yeah. I don't know why I have a question mark on there. But what? So Michael obviously Thomas? He's not Michael Thomas. What? He is out for the season now. It is a combination of our issues with the team and an injury that he has been nursing all season. I don't think he wants to play in New Orleans because I don't think he wants Jameis Winston as his quarterback. What team do you see Michael Thomas going to at the end of the season if they let him go? Because I think he's got another year under contract.
You go to he's going to want to go to a competitor. My guess is the Saints are going to trade him out of the NFC if they're going to. So AFC teams that are Super Bowl competitors, you were looking at the Bills. You're looking at maybe the Chiefs. You're looking at, you know what? I mean, like if they can fix some things, get a new coach, like the Raiders.
Here, let me put this on the plate for you for a second. I have my team. I've already picked my team before we even started this topic.
Okay.
Who's a disgruntled wide receiver on their team right now that wants to leave and go to a contender as well? We have somebody who has sat out the last 2 days and been excused from their practices.
So OBJ?
And probably a draft pick. Because I don't think OBJ, Michael Thomas straight up would ever freaking happen. That, in my opinion, makes the most sense because Michael Thomas is a number 1 and he is a number 1 of 1.
Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't long ago
yeah,
since
yeah. I
he was
mean,
breaking the catches in a season record.
yeah. The trade deadline's over. It's not happening till after the season. But I mean,
Right.
like, yeah, Michael Thomas is still injured. He, whether we believe it or not, like he did say that he re-aggravated or like got another ankle injury.
Mhm.
So who knows how long that's going to take to go? Like a team's not going to take him if he's injured. But
Other teams that kind of make sense,
like
Indianapolis.
yeah, they could use him.
If
Yeah.
you really want to stay in the NFC, your options are very scarce because the Rams don't need one. I mean, your argument could start turning to like San Francisco.
Yeah, I don't think he'd want, like, if he had the choice, I don't think he'd want to go to San Francisco
Because of the quarterback play.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, I need to take off the table because they already have so many weapons, and I just don't think it would make sense for him to be traded inside the division anyway.
Oh, that's that's a good point. I mean, the Packers maybe. Like I
The
could see the Packers
Packers,
trying to make a play for him.
holy fuck, could you imagine Devontae, Aaron Rodgers, and Michael Thomas all on the same team?
Well, we'll see if Devontae and Aaron are on the team next year.
Well,
also.
if you also go, if management and ownership goes to Aaron Rodgers, be like, hey, we're making a play for Michael Thomas. I think that would be a very good reason for Rodgers to stay because Rodgers has been looking for a receiver and you already have Devontae. And now if you throw Michael Thomas into the mix, the Packers easily become the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
that's
they
saying
already
something
are,
because
so.
of how much praise I've been throwing on the Rams.
Right.
Which it would be interesting for the Rams, but they also have a lot of weapons on that team too.
Right.
They're just not healthy. If they had their starting running back, we'd be having a different conversation, and the Rams could be undefeated at this point. Like I said,
No disagreements there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really going to be interesting monitoring in this offseason, like if Aaron Rodgers is going to go through on his word that this is like his last year with the Packers.
I think the Packers are going to start looking at things like a small tidbit is Jalen Smith got released from the Packers this week. I don't know if he gets picked up. He probably does. For a team that's low on linebacking core,
Eagles.
my guess would be the Chiefs or the Eagles. Wouldn't that be a freaking holy shit if the Eagles grabbed him? I think the most realistic place for him to go right now is Kansas City, because Kansas City is still very thin at the linebacking position. And I mean, their defense is historically bad right now because you have a player like Patrick Mahomes still balling out of his brains, and they're still losing games. A lot of them. They almost lost to the Giants this past week. So, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts with the Jalen Smith thing, but my question is, it's going to stay in New Orleans. They defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week. Are the Saints a real threat to Tampa? I understand they lost Jameis Winston for the year. I don't think Trevor Siemian is anything like Jameis Winston because Jameis Winston's a very interesting player. And now with that injury to Jameis Winston, that obviously, I think the Jameis Winston injury ended the debate for Michael Thomas if he wanted to come back or not. He was just like, all right, I'm done for the year. Fuck this.
Yeah. No,
I think that's what ended it. I think
see
the Saints defense is that good though. And having Alvin Kamara is that good.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. It's not like Ravens level good where like they could drag Trent Dilfer to the Super Bowl by like the back of his heels. Like it's not happening. Like the Saints are done. They're toast. Their defense is good and they may win them a couple games, but like they are absolutely no threat to Tampa.
5-2. They're 5-2 right now.
Doesn't matter. They're gonna go 0-5 to 6 for the next several weeks. Watch it happen.
Hold on.
Throw that shit in the parlay if I can.
They get the Falcons this week.
Lost.
They can win that game. They can win that game.
Lost.
Fuck off.
Falcons, baby!
At the Titans, they can win that game. At the Eagles, they can win that game.
Shut up.
The Bills, the Cowboys, LL. At the Jets, they can win that game. At Tampa Bay, I'm calling it a loss now. Dolphins, they can win that game. Versus the Panthers. What's up?
The thing is you're saying they can win that game, not they will definitively win this game. There are some of those games where if Jameis Winston was your quarterback, I'm like, they are winning that game. There are none of those anymore, which means I have no hope in the Saints team, especially with the Tampa team that is rolling, that's got a good running game with Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, but the
and
next
still
3
has
games are
Tom Brady.
cupcake games. These are 3 games that are very winnable. The Falcons is a very winnable game. The Titans are a very winnable game without Derrick Henry. And then the Eagles, I give it a toss-up.
Okay,
And I think I would lean towards Philadelphia.
So make a stand. Which one of those games are they definitely winning? You can't
Falcons and
say-
Titans. Falcons
Dude,
and
come
Titans.
on. There's no way.
Falcons defense is not good.
Subconsciously, you have already did 2 ways to kind of skirt, well, maybe they're winning that game. There's a chance they'll win that game. Like, you're subconsciously thinking that they only have a chance in these games at best.
See, but the thing is that there's the whole any given Sunday crap I agree with, and I hate the statement at the exact same time. New Orleans, they still have Alvin Kamara. We have to stop forgetting this Alvin Kamara aspect of it, and I believe they have Mark Ingram now. So, I mean, they have not a 2-headed monster because Mark Ingram is not what Mark Ingram used to be. But
Mark
Alvin
Ingram
Kamara
is the lagging head of the Hydra. Like
the one that's all goofy and looks like a clown and everything. Hell
Yep.
yeah. They will be under 500 for the rest of the season, though. I agree with you on that because they do have a lot of pretty tough matchups, at least 4 of them that I'm looking at, and sitting at 5-2, I see them finishing 9-8.
Well, so what are we getting at here? Because your question is, are the Saints a threat to Tampa? And Tampa's not going to be close to 500. So the answer is no.
No, the answer is no.
Okay,
I just wanted to get your take on it.
Okay,
I was
sure.
trying to. It is a slow week for football.
It was
Tyler.
a definitive no from the very start.
Very true. All right. Another big thing. I waited for this because it's a hometown favorite. I want to see if people tune back in. Aaron Rodgers is out this week due to COVID regulations because he got COVID. And then later it found out that he really didn't go and get a COVID vaccine. He got his own version, not own version, but like he danced around the rules to try and not get the vaccine. We have found out that he's unvaccinated, which goes against what a lot of the league is moving towards. Granted, I mean, they're not as strict on it as the NBA. Like Kyrie Irving isn't playing because he's unvaxxed. Aaron Rodgers, I'm fairly certain will still come back because the league needs Aaron Rodgers to be there because he's the biggest storyline of the year so far. But okay, come on. Out with it.
I mean, bigger than Stafford possibly winning a Super Bowl, bigger than Dak Prescott coming back and winning comeback player of the year, leading the Cowboys. Like, I don't know. Like, Aaron
what did we
Rodgers
talk about this entire offseason?
If he's going to leave or not.
Yeah, it was literally every other day was what's going on with Aaron Rodgers? What did he say today? What is he talking about?
Yeah, and now the
Like,
season's here, and
it
it fell off because that's what always happens. Like Aaron Rodgers likes to be Mr. Poke and Prod at shit, and like, I don't know. Like, this story just makes me more annoyed with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, of course it does, because we don't like Aaron Rodgers around here.
Look, whether you are for or against a vaccine mandate is irrelevant when we're getting to bigger name sports like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you are going to pay players millions of dollars to play a game, you should absolutely be within your right as a league to mandate players getting a vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry. If you really don't want to make millions of dollars playing football because you don't want to get a little shot in your arm, then go do something else. There are a million other things that you can do that aren't going to have any sort of vaccine mandates.
Are we about to get political in here?
Well, it's ridiculous. Like I don't believe in vaccine mandates either for most professions. You know, like doctors should have like anyone in the medical field should be mandated to get a vaccine. Travel, like pilots, stewardesses, teachers. There should be certain professions where vaccines are absolutely mandated. But for the most part, your body, your choice, man. Do you? But there are definitely, it's hard for me to justify you being a little baby, like him and Kyrie being a baby about not getting a vaccine when you make $1 million, like millions of dollars a year. Like it's just really hard. And like the way Aaron Rodgers worded it is just so on brand for Aaron Rodgers. He's like, I'm vaccinated, or like, what did he say? I'm inoculated. Like,
yeah, it's something like that. I don't remember what his exact word was, but it was something weird.
Like, the second I heard he wasn't vaccinated, I'm like, watch him come out and say some shit. It's like, well, you didn't ask if it was for COVID. Like, I have the flu shot. That's what I thought you meant. Like, that. Sorry.
Okay, are you done?
Yeah.
Are you done? Are you done with that rant? Because I was just going to let you keep going. I wasn't going to chime in because this would have been a throwdown if we would have fucking had it with that. One thing I will say about Aaron Rodgers, I don't want to say he surprised me. I really did like his Halloween costume when he was growing his hair out for. Okay, now it's done. Cut your fucking hair. Jesus Christ, you were John Wick. You're not John Wick anymore.
Hey, it fits this supposed holistic method of medication that he's trying to follow, right? He looks like a damn hippie.
He is a damn hippie. He's a California boy. Okay. Now that we've gotten the vaccine part of this,
get
let's
vaccinated, you fucking moron. Like,
all right. Now that we're done with that portion, are we done with that portion?
I'm done. Sorry.
Okay. Now let's talk about the football aspect, how it's going to affect the Packers. Jordan Love is getting his first career start as an NFL player. He is not getting really thrown to the wolves against a really good defense. What do you think Jordan Love is going to do, especially because Devontae is coming back, MVS is coming back. The only one who is still gone, I think, is Alan Lazard. What do you think Jordan Love is going to do on Sunday?
Look, I don't have incredibly high hopes. Like, I don't think Jordan Love is going to come in here and look like Mike White did for the New York Jets or Cooper Rush did for the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the game plan, I think that he could look rather good if they focus on running the ball with Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon and put at least amount of it on his shoulders as you can. But frankly, if I'm the Packers right now, I'd throw the ball 25, 30 times this game. I want to see what Jordan Love can do, because this may be your only chance against a defense that he arguably should beat.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just like a testing ground for Jordan Love. I honestly think it's a testing ground for Matt LaFleur too, because, you know, Matt LaFleur has gotten a lot of credit, some of it very well deserved. He has come in, broken a lot of young coach records, and has been, you know, a pretty good stalwart for the Green Bay Packers as head coach. But he's also done all that with Aaron Rodgers. Like, we don't know if Matt LaFleur is truly, you know, this wizard of a head coach with some quarterback that isn't like one of the three best quarterbacks who ever played. So I'm really curious to see if the game plan looks good against a team that they should easily beat. Like, can Matt LaFleur still draw up a good game plan to get Jordan Love efficient snaps? So this is a major turning point for the Packers organization. We are going to see what this franchise may look like without Aaron Rodgers.
You're going to see a very similar game plan, in my opinion. If I think what I think is going to happen, you're going to see a very similar game plan to what you saw last week for the Packers facing the Cardinals. You're going to see a heavy dose of Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, and you're going to see a lot of checkdowns to Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams. You're not going to see him air the ball out a lot. I think he'll air the ball out once or twice, but even in college, he was never known as a deep threat quarterback. He was more of that dink and dunk. He can throw the medium pass. He can throw you one or two deep balls every once in a while out of college. But what you're going to get out of Jordan Love is that he's accurate if he has a clean pocket. He's not going to have a clean pocket all game.
I was about to say, so he's Jared Goff?
Basically.
Like, at best.
I think at this point in his career, until we see what he can do on Sunday, which I'm really excited to see, because they've been hiding Jordan Love, and I really want to see. Okay, this is honestly what I want to see really bad, is I want to see Jordan Love get benched in this game, and I want to see Blake Bortles come out. I want to see Blake. I want it, because if he plays one snap as a Green Bay Packer, I'm going to buy a jersey.
Okay,
I'm saying it right now.
First of all, what an absolute nightmare scenario if Jordan Love is so bad that you have to bench him for Blake Bortles. Like,
Blake Bortles, Blake of the year, baby.
Like, can you imagine, like, Brian Gutekunst, like, sobbing on his knees, begging Aaron Rodgers to stay? Like, we'll do anything you want. We'll go get you prime. We'll invent a time machine, travel back in time and get you prime Randy Moss, whatever the hell you want.
Megatron's coming back.
We will pay triple of what Detroit owes Megatron to get him to. Oh my God! With
that said, this game is at Arrowhead. The line is set at 7.5 for Kansas City. Does Kansas City cover, or does Green Bay at least cover it? And will they win?
Green Bay won't win this game. I just don't think they, like, I think they've hit their stride in terms of their luck, in terms of having a few things go their way. If you don't have Aaron Rodgers, like, I'm not picking you to win this game. Like, I'm not in a game with Patrick Mahomes versus Jordan Love. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes, even if the Chiefs haven't looked like what they should this year. So I'm not taking the Packers. Will they cover the spread is a different story. I think they could. I think this game might be closer than people think.
Okay, so I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to give you many reasons why.
All right.
The last 5 games, this is the score for the Packers. Yes, they have won all 5, but the games are 24-21. Game was won on a virtually AJ Green's Xbox controller was disconnected. I've been waiting to tell that joke for a while.
It's a good joke.
They beat the Washington football team 24-10. So it's not like they're putting up offensive numbers. Chicago, they beat 24-14. Again, it's 10-point game, but it's not like it was a blowout. Cincinnati
24 is not like blowouts.
No. Cincinnati took overtime and 8 missed kicks for Mason Crosby to finally make a field goal to win that game. Pittsburgh, they beat 27-17. I think that was the one game that was not that close, was not what I'm saying. That game should have been a lot better. And then the only convincing win they have, all right, let me go back. San Francisco 30-28. Did not have Jimmy G for part of that game, I don't believe. And then Detroit is the only game they dominated. Not impressive season so far from Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. They have won games.
No.
Yes, they have found ways to win games, but they're not dominating these games. And now without Aaron Rodgers, you have less of a chance to dominate this game. And I think Patrick Mahomes takes advantage of still not having Jair Alexander. I think Tyreek Hill has another really good game. And I think Travis Kelce finally snaps what the hell has been happening to Travis Kelce. I think Kansas City wins, and I actually think they cover. I think Kansas City by 10.
Wow.
I'm going out on a limb. I'm pretty sure I just pissed off everybody who's watching this. I'm about to watch those views go down really freaking quick, but that's okay because that's why you tune in, because you guys hate me.
Let's be honest. Unless you are the most optimistic Homer Packers fan, like, you got to think you're at least a little worried for this game, right? Like it's, yeah.
The reason you can still be optimistic about the season, though, is that Aaron Rodgers will be back, and the rest of your division is dog shit.
But if you're a Packers fan, would you not be concerned about Aaron Rodgers? Because if he gets close contact with someone again, and he's still not vaccinated, like, he could end up missing a playoff game, and that's your whole season.
Yep.
Like,
it's going to be the NFC Championship game, and they're going to come up short again.
Imagine coming up short because Aaron Rodgers doesn't even play because of COVID. That would be some, like, Last Dance type crap they were doing before the season started. Like,
it's the flu game.
The flu game.
But they can't have the COVID game.
The McNabb flu game.
All right. I got a topic left for you, and it's not our normal power rankings. I'm going to give you our playoff teams if the playoffs started today, and I want you to rank our playoff teams, okay? So in the AFC, surprisingly enough, the best record is the Tennessee Titans at 6-2, the Las Vegas Raiders at 5-2, Baltimore at 5-2, Buffalo at 5-2, and then your next your 3 wild cards would be the Bengals, Steelers, and Chargers. Rank your teams.
Okay, so hold on, I'm writing. Sorry, I was trying to get it.
Oh, you're good. You want me to read them off again?
Yeah. So I got Titans, Raiders, Baltimore, Bengals,
Bills,
Steelers.
Steelers.
Okay.
Chargers.
Okay.
That's your playoff teams in the AFC right now.
All right. So ranking them right now, correct?
Yes. I would start with the bottom. Because that should be an easy one.
So bottom team, I'm putting Titans.
Okay.
Just because you don't have Derrick Henry, you're automatically at the bottom. Then I would go Steelers, then Raiders.
Okay. So
then
4.
Baltimore.
4, okay.
Then
ooh.
Chargers, Bengals, Bills.
You have the Bengals better than the Chargers.
Correct.
Okay, I think I agree with your entire line outside of that. So Tennessee is my last.
Yep.
God, this is weird because my two bottom teams are the two best teams right now. Tennessee, Raiders, Pittsburgh, Ravens, Bengals, Chargers, Bills. And I think Bills are far and away better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Bills are like light years ahead of all these teams, including
Mhm.
the Chargers.
And I still think the Chargers can make it to the AFC Championship game, which is insane that you go 2 spots down is the Chiefs. The Chiefs are currently on the outside looking into the playoffs, and I think
Which is wild.
I think they still might, with the Tennessee Titans dropping so well. I guess that doesn't matter because that's their division win.
Yeah. Yeah. They lose the division. They're done. Like,
100%.
there's no way a team there is getting the wild card.
Also, want to put out there that currently we would have 3 teams out of the AFC North.
Yeah.
North. Yeah.
Yeah. Baltimore Bengals, Steelers.
Yep. Okay, so we have very similar outside of 2 teams we swap.
Yep. All right. So give me the NFC then.
Okay. Packers, Cardinals, Rams, Cowboys, Buccaneers, 2, 4, 6, Saints, 2, 4, 6, and Panthers. Because we don't have that really weird, like, really bad division team yet.
Right. Okay. So
This is a little harder.
yeah,
A lot harder.
Well, I mean, so bottom 2 teams are quite obvious. So
Saints and Panthers.
Saints and Panthers. I think I would put. I think
Jameis
I'm going
is
to
out
put
for the year.
Panthers.
So
What?
just Jameis is out for the year, so we do know
Yeah.
that.
I still think I might put the Panthers below
The Saints.
below the Saints, just because I like Sean Payton in the game more than I like Matt Rule. So I think I'm gonna go Panthers, Saints. God,
That's tough.
yeah, Panthers, Saints.
Oh, we are gonna piss off a lot of fan bases right here.
Panthers, God. Panthers, Saints, Cardinals.
Oof. Now you're just pissing off T-Bone.
Panthers, Saints, Cardinals, Bucks, Cowboys, Packers, Rams. That's what I'd go.
Okay, we didn't piss that many people off with that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so mine is Saints, Panthers. I also think this is not what the playoffs are going to look like.
No.
I think San Francisco will come back up. I think Seattle still has an opportunity to come back up.
Right.
Because Russell Wilson, because they're only 2 games out of the final spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm putting the Saints, then Carolina.
Yeah, it's like all those teams are right around the same place, and like, how do you rank them? Like that's hard. Like,
it is hard. And
what's
even more bizarre is this top 5 could easily be your top 5 for power rankings in the entire NFL.
I mean, it's got to be, right?
And like you just
maybe outside the Bills,
you put the Bills somewhere in there. That's your only team that. But then who would you take out? So okay, I'm fine with pissing people off. I have no problem. I have no problem. It'll make you happy. I have Saints, Panthers, Cowboys.
Okay.
Cardinals. Fuck, why am I putting the Packers so high? Packers, Buccaneers, Rams.
You got Buccaneers as 2?
Fuck, this is hard.
I know. Like,
I still want to put Arizona higher, though. That's my issue right now.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm not just doing it to piss off T-Bone. Like, I just don't know where to put the Cardinals because I really think they are closer to that Steelers team of last year than, like the undefeated Patriots team of like 2007.
I think that JJ Watt injury is way fucking bigger than people actually realize. That is a massive injury. Let me take another crack at this. Hold on. Saints, Panthers.
Okay, and I'm Panthers, Saints. I still think offensive firepower, like in an offensive league, like I'm not gonna put the Cowboys over the Cardinals right now. Like, I just can't.
You mean the Cardinals over the Cowboys?
Right. Sorry. Yeah. Other way around. I can't put the Cardinals over the Cowboys right now.
I still don't believe in the Cowboys, so I'm sticking with them at 5.
Fair enough.
The top 4 is difficult. I almost want to put fuck. But all right, I got it. I figured it out now. Okay. Saints, Panthers.
Okay.
Cowboys. Buccaneers, Cardinals, Packers, Rams. I turned in my head at least 5 times where to put the Packers.
How dare you doubt Tom Brady like that?
I'm going to doubt Tom Brady. I'm going to be Max Kellerman again. He's going to fall off the cliff.
I'm going to say all things the same. Open shot. Give me Iguodala. Still his worst. Might be the worst take in all of sports. Like what do you?
Tom Brady had an entire another like star-studded career, like Hall of Fame career after he said he was going to fall off the cliff. Also, this is just pandering myself because I like to talk about myself. You remember how First Take did the First Take My Take thing?
Yeah.
So the question was, are the Patriots in trouble? Do we think Tom Brady is falling off a cliff? Saying what Max Kellerman said, I was like, all right, if it's the New England Patriots, if you still have Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, they have a chance to win the Super Bowl. And I believe after I made that take, they won like 4 more Super Bowls or 3 more Super Bowls.
It's a good take.
It's insanity.
Great take, even. But I bet you didn't get on the show.
I did get on the show.
You did.
Well, my clip got on the show.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
Like,
I
you were
wasn't
the one
able
that got to like go on and actually like debate them in person, right?
I would have a lot more followers if I did.
No
Believe you me.
Well, I mean, does the guy who got to do that, does he actually have like a following now because of that?
Mm-hmm. One of them does. I think they had 3 people on, and one of them definitely does. But okay. I already know how this would go. If I got on the show looking like I generally look, Stephen A would immediately tear me a new fucking asshole about whatever the fuck I'm wearing.
Yeah, well,
immediately.
That man can't talk one iota because of his hairline. Like
I just want to talk to him about the Milwaukee Bucks. That's all I want to talk to him about.
If I have cold in Milwaukee, Stephen A.
It's too damn cold. It's too damn cold. I could be in Arizona right now in 80-degree weather, but I'm here in 55, 60-degree weather. I was like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. You are here to witness history, and history was made. We watched the birth of the next handing of the torch. It's going to go from KD to Giannis, and that's the end of the story. Don't care anymore. Okay, that's our
Stephen A. dies. He sees Kwame Brown in his nightmares.
Him and God, what's the other one he always talks about? It was
Lamar Odom, who was on crack.
He was on crack. Some of his takes are ridiculous, but I do still love listening to him because I need a laugh every once in a while.
I got after Max Kellerman was kicked. Honestly, before it even like when it was so clearly Stephen A. Smith's show, I just got over it. Like I would rather watch like Florio and Chris Sims do their show. I like them better. Like I can't stand Undisputed.
You know what podcast I miss is Mike and Mike.
I never liked Mike Golick. I hated Mike Golick.
His kid is pretty good though.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But yeah, Mike Golick always annoyed me.
I always thought it was funny that Greenberg always had like some weird sounding take, and he's just a Jets fan, which is always hilarious.
Yeah.
But we have gone for over an hour. We were talking about that this might be a short show, and here we are over the hour mark.
Yeah.
So with that said, we're going to get on out of here. But guys, this is MV3. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at MV3Pod. Check out our Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, anywhere you can find podcasts. That's MV3 Podcast. And check out the Facebook and YouTube at the same MV3. But for MV3, I'm Kyle. That's Tyler. And I hope you enjoy Thursday Night Football because it's going to be a shit show. Talk to you guys soon.
Only thing with the White Sox, I say they've been coasting into the playoffs, and Tampa Bay's been having to win. It just depends on who gets hot.
The Philadelphia Eagles do have an opportunity.
To be honest, I thought you were going to say the Atlanta Falcons.
No, fuck no.
Oh god, yeah, that would have been warranted.
Paul George to show up again, and they need Reggie Jackson to be the best point guard left standing outside of Trae Young, who's hurt.